Hey guys, let's talk about the Tapo C510W installation. I have everything here that I need for a good installation. Here's the camera, then the bracket, some screws and anchors for the installation. Also here a template, the power supply, the screws to secure the bracket in place, and also a seal, okay, so I can connect the cable and prevent water damage the cable. And also, of course, a screwdriver that I can use for the installation, okay? Super simple. It comes with the user manual with the instructions for the installation. Let me just show you here. I don't know if you have this user manual, but it's a good one. See here the way you can install the camera. Let me just approach here, see better. There we go. So you can basically install the way. You see here you have the bracket and then the camera. You're gonna run the cable through the bracket, secure the camera in place using the screws, and then you're gonna use the template to drill the holes onto a wall, for example, and mount the camera just like so, okay, onto the ceiling, for example, and connect to the power using the waterproof seal just right here. Let me just show this option first, then I can show the other one later. So basically here you have the camera, and then you can install with this bracket. Let me just explain about the bracket a little bit. So basically here you have here the hole for the screw to secure the camera in place, right? One here and another one here. Here you see they can slide the camera, and you have 4 holes for the screws that are gonna put onto the wall, or also you can use here to pull to install onto a pole, for example. And here is something interesting that you have this part here to run the cable, one here and another one here on the top. So basically when you have the cable running here, it doesn't damage the cable when the camera is attached to the wall, okay? Just like so, you see you have the space here for the cable. So pretty simple. Then if you are going to install onto a ceiling, you just need to run the cable here anyway. No matter what type of installation you're doing, ceiling or wall, you need to run the cable here. And then you have different way to slide it here. See here for the wall mount, and here you have the option for the ceiling mount. It works either way. You see that I have here the hole for to secure the camera in place with the screw, and you're good to go. Okay, then you can just run the cable. You see here they have this part here to protect the cable. So if you have the installation to a ceiling, for example, it's not gonna damage the cable, either here or here on the bottom, depending on the way you're gonna run your cable. Okay, there we go. Pretty simple. So that's the ceiling installation, and then you secure here in place. Then for the wall installation, you see it's similar that way, okay? For the wall, and the same here. You can just run the cable here or here. Just be careful when you run the cable from the top, for example, because sometimes what happens when it's rainy, the water is going to slide here through the cable, and sometimes it just runs and get into the camera. So it's not a good practice to run the cable from the top. I've been installing camera like for 20 years, and usually I just install the cable just right here from the bottom, okay? And if your cable is coming from the top, for example, you can have a loop, right? When your cable is coming from up top here, let me just show here, that you can have a loop here, just like so. So the water comes here, and this loop makes the rain drip here, and it is not gonna go up to the cable, right? So pretty simple. Let's say you have the camera like this, then you're gonna install here and connect the cable, just like so, using this seal to protect the connector. That way. See, so we're protected now, so it's weatherproof. Pretty simple. Then you're gonna have your power supply, let's say it's coming from the top, for example. You're gonna have this loop here So the rain just come here, drips, and doesn't get into the camera. Pretty simple. And here have the screws to secure the mount in place. Let me just grab here my screwdriver. There we go. I put one here. And the other one in the other side, of course. There we go. You see that I have here an extra screw. If I lose one, I can just the extra one. And I'm good to go. Just put this here. And I'm good. Okay. Then you can go to a wall and install the camera. And run. Just don't forget to put the cable in the correct position. Otherwise, like if you forget and you have the cable like this, you're gonna damage the cable. Okay. Just make sure that you have correctly running here. Then you're going to protect your cable, not gonna damage. All right. Pretty simple. And don't forget also to install the SD card first, because once the camera is there up high, for example, it's hard to come back and install the SD card. So here you can just turn the camera that position here to reach the location here, the slot for the SD card. You just open it up and here you have the SD card slot. Okay, just install it here. See that I have an SD card. Let me just pull it. There we go. Just right here. We insert it and you press until here, click, and you're good to go. I have another video here in the channel explaining about the SD card. You can install it and format it. And also here is the reset button. If you need to reset the camera, you can reset from here. Usually when people need to reset the camera, you can also reset remotely from your cell phone. Okay, you don't need to come here. So pretty simple. And then you connect your camera and you do the setup. Okay, you need a cell phone to set up your camera. So basically an iPhone, for example. Let me just open mine here. There we go. And then you're gonna need this app here, which is the Tapo app. Let me just look for it. There we go, Tapo. Then from here, you're gonna open it up and log into your account and set up the camera. See here, I had this camera before running there on my balcony. I just remove it from there to show you how to install. But basically, you just need to have this app here to install your camera. I have another video here explaining how to do this. So I'm not gonna show here because the video will be much longer, okay? But basically you just look for the app and you start installation here. I just look for Tapo and I'm gonna have this TP-Link Tapo app. Install it, create an account, log into the account, and you start the installation here by just come to the main screen and add a new device here, okay? Then you're gonna look for outdoor camera and Tapo C510W. I'm just showing here basically how it works. There we go. And then after this, you start the process, okay? I'm gonna connect to the cable, to the power supply. You're gonna start like blinking the LED and you're gonna finish your installation. But I have a complete video explaining step by step how to set up this camera, okay? So just watch the next video here. I'm gonna leave the link here in the description. So you're good to go, okay? I hope this helps. So that's the way basically that you can install your Tapo C510W. I hope this helps. Please subscribe to this channel, leave your thumbs up and your comments, and I see you in the next video.